During the course of this year, I resurrected my hunt to find the deadliest individuals from the fictional species known as the Yautja. I revisited all the previous texts, however since my original videos in 2018, a plethora of new predators have been introduced to the franchise. As a result, I have watched the newer films, read all the recent literature, and become more familiar with the toy line and video game releases. After assessing the deadly traits of the most recent characters, I managed to determine the deadliest Yautja from the cinematic, gaming, literary, and toy line universes. Now, I invite back my champions from each category, as well as introduce an array of unranked, deadly challengers that were previously not considered. In this video, I will pit these apex predators against each other to finally crown my ultimate deadliest Yautja. This is Schizofenik, and if you've been watching my Deadly Yautja series, you will be aware that I already crowned a champion for each category. Upon reviewing all the films, I concluded that the deadliest Yautja in the cinematic universe had to be Wolf from AVPR, an elite who came to Earth on a cleanup mission and battled the menacing Predalien. After exploring the predators from the gaming universe, I decided that Prince from Aliens vs Predator 2 had the most impressive kills and selected him as my champion. For the literary universe, I felt that Deshande from AVP Prey managed to narrowly retain his title as the deadliest Yautja. And finally, NECA's Grand Elder continued to reign supreme as the deadliest individual from the Toyline universe, despite the Alpha giving him a run for his money. However, if my 4 previous winners from each of the aforementioned categories were to fight, who would prove to be the apex predator? Before I answer that question, I want to make it clear that this list focuses on the hunting prowess of each individual. Although strength and fighting skills do come into the equation, we are not concerned with which predator is the best hand-to-hand combatant or physically the strongest. This contest does not take place in the ring, but in the field. It is not about the deadliest fighter, but the deadliest hunter, the predator who is the best at being a predator. Similarly, I will not allow this list to become bogged down with the Yautja hierarchical system. Of course, the rank of a Yautja does play a massive part in their deadliness, but I do not feel like it is the be-all and end-all. Depending on which text or source you cite, the Yautja hierarchical positions and what is required to climb them can be interpreted differently. However, I have provided you with a brief breakdown of a popular version of this system as a point of reference. This is not a comprehensive list, but rather a rough guide to some of the more well-known titles that are relevant for this video. Many fans of the franchise may promote the concept that the higher the rank of a predator, the deadlier the individual. By this rationale, my list would have the Predator King as number 1 and the remaining positions being filled by clan leaders, elders and elites, etc. However, I do not fully agree with this concept and believe that a lower ranking Yautja can be a contender for the title of Deadliest Predator. My interpretation of the ranking system sees those in the status of Elder or Ancient as individuals who are past their prime. In my opinion, younger clan leaders, elites and enforcers are often the more formidable Yautja who are at the peak of their powers. To use an analogy, think of martial arts. Often the Grand Masters of 10th degree black belts have the most knowledge to pass on but are older retired fighters. Whereas 2nd degree black belts have less knowledge but are active championship fighters who are in optimum physical fitness and strength. I feel that this same concept applies to the predators, so as previously mentioned, I will not allow my list to be consumed by the ranking system. With all that clarified, I have my 4 category winners ready to face off in the All-Star Final. However, I do have one last place available in my top 5. This position is reserved for a lethal individual that I could not previously consider. I therefore want to introduce some deadly contenders from the movies that I ruled out in my cinematic universe video. These include the Elder from 2004's AVP, as well as the Lost Tribe Yautja from Predator 2. The reason that I could not include these warriors was because they did not actively participate on the hunt during their corresponding films. As a result, I was unable to gauge their deadliness. Since then, however, the Toyline universe has expanded the lore of these individuals. Due to the fact that these individuals originated in the cinematic universe, I could not include them in my Toyline ranking video. However, I will now use the information available to rank them in this video. Of the 10 ultimate contenders, only one will make it to the All-Star Grand Final and attain a place on my top 5 list. So let's begin by considering the Elder Predator who made a cameo appearance in 2004's AVP. Despite his name, this individual has an ancient ranking and is therefore a hunter who has had ample success in his illustrious career. However, as it stands, this predator serves in more of an advisory role to the clan leader. Therefore, he is deadly through the wealth of knowledge that he can pass on, but not deadly in an active hunter sense. Additionally, this ancient oversaw the initiation hunt on Bouvet Island, yet still failed to scan Scar's xenomorph-infected body before allowing him on board. This for me was a negligible oversight that caused a huge problem that Wolf had to subsequently deal with. As a result, he is both irresponsible and past his prime, therefore eliminated from my top 5. From the Lost Tribe, I am quickly ruling out brothers Boar and Stalker who have limited information on their deadliness. Although it is suggested that they are or were Youngbloods, this image could imply that Stalker slew an engineer, a feat that even Ahab, who took 3rd place on my literary ranking list, struggled with. Additionally, his brother Boar was considered the more aggressive of the two, and actually protected his younger sibling when a rival clan forced them to flee their tribe. It was said to be Boar's courage and rage combined with Stalker's cunning and intelligence that saw them evade the enforcers and Bad Bloods. Boar's talent for physical combat saw him teach his brother Stalker how to fight using anything available within their lethal environment, which also served as their training ground. Eventually, this duo would prove their worth to Greyback, who took them into his own clan and trained them before sending them out on their own hunts for exotic prey. Yes, these brothers are incredibly deadly, but unfortunately, within this company of ultimate predators, they do not qualify for my top 5. The next contender that I am eliminating is the rogue space tribe's blooded predator Borg. Along with his partners, this intergalactic thief specializes in hunting non-organic beings. Combining his advanced technology with his silent tactical modus operandi, this is a lethal Yautja. However, due to the limited information available, I cannot offer Borg, aka the Armoured Lost Predator, a place on my list. Another individual that does not make the cut is the Guardian, also known as Gort, who served as a temple guard for the clan leader. This Yautja would utilise high-powered artillery and explosives to clear areas of potential threats. Perhaps more of a heavy gunner than a hunter, Guardian is seldom used to eliminate hunting targets. This Yautja would utilise high-powered artillery and explosives to clear areas of potential threats. Despite this, he would master his array of ballistics to hunt the deadliest prey, like the winged xenomorph queen subspecies, in order to ascend to the rank of elite hunter. But as it stands, he does not yet belong amongst the 5 deadliest Yautja. Another contender that narrowly misses out on my top 5 list is Scout, also known as the Lost Hunter, a rare subspecies of Yautja that hails from an isolated island on Yautja Prime. Specialising in stealth and long-ranged weapons, this individual uses his custom-built plasma rifle to kill secondary targets like dangerous wildlife. Again, this is a deadly Yautja, but not quite deadly enough to make this ultimate list. Conversely, my next individual is worth considering because he is Snake from the Serpent clan. After training in the deadly arts, this predator became an expert in quick precision strikes through close quarters combat. As a result, he used his skills to rise to the rank of Master Assassin and was even employed by elders to eliminate rival clans. Additionally, he is only in the Lost Tribe because the elder owes a debt to his brother and leader of the Serpent clan, Viper. This killer would forgo the plasma caster for unique double-bladed hand scythes that would allow for more silent kills. Think of Snake as the Yautja's version of a ninja. Due to this, Snake is in consideration for my top 5. Another predator that makes it onto my shortlist is Warrior, aka Ram, who is also from the Lost Tribe. If Snake is a Yautja version of a ninja, then Warrior would be a gladiator because he is a student of ancient Yautja fighting arts. Warrior is one of few elites to have been forged by the Blood Ring, a combat sport dating back to the Amengi invaders who forced the Yautja ancestors to fight each other in gladiatorial battles within a colosseum. These contests forbid plasma technology, which saw contestants become masters of melee weapons to survive. In contemporary Yautja society, this blood sport continues as a measure of skill and strength, pitting the best Yautja fighters against deadly alien beasts and xenomorphs. When not on the hunt, Warrior continues to participate in these battles to the death in order to keep his skills honed. Due to this, Warrior has achieved a legendary status within the Blood Ring and is considered to be the toughest of fighters. As one of the eldest members of the Lost Tribe, he has become Greyback's most trusted right hand, as well as his weapon master for off-world missions. Finally, he also serves as the Lost Tribe's backup plan for taking down the most formidable targets. Where some Yautja would hit the self-destruct button, the Lost Tribe call Warrior when all else fails. Now that is a deadly Yautja. The next hunter for consideration in my top 5 is Shaman, who is one of the oldest living Yautja. This predator visited Earth during the mid-19th century to hunt the strongest warriors of indigenous tribes in North America with only primitive handmade weapons. His exploits as a skull-faced apparition haunted the Native Americans, turning him into a folklore legend as a man-eating demon that would devour the spirits and strength of his victims. Upon consuming their flesh, Shaman would fashion their bones into new weapons for the next kill in this horrific self-perpetuating process. Furthermore, Shaman was not only terrifying for people, but also for Yautja, who were disturbed by his obsession for the macabre and ancient Yautja mystical beliefs. Eventually, Shaman would find a place in the Lost Tribe as a psychic and spiritual leader to guide younger hunters. My final contender from this clan is the elder clan leader known as Greyback or Golden Angel. This predator initially claimed his first human kills when he visited Earth in 1718, where he assisted pirate captain Raphael Adelini in fighting off his mutinous crew before receiving his flintlock pistol as a gift. His dock tags and patch from the US 2nd Infantry Division suggested that Greyback revisited Earth on several occasions for subsequent hunts. Greyback would ultimately put this all-star clan together to travel uncharted areas of the galaxy in pursuit of the deadliest prey. As a result, the Lost Tribe amassed an impressive collection of alien trophies, making them one of the deadliest clans led by one of the deadliest predators. So I have narrowed it down to 4 ultimate contenders, but which will make it onto my top 5 list. If this list were about fear, then Shaman would qualify. However, it is about deadliness, and I feel that Shaman is the least formidable of the 4. As a result, he is the first to be eliminated. Next, I have to consider 2 true fighters in Snake and Warrior. Should it be the silent ninja-like assassin or elite fighting champion Warrior? After giving careful consideration to their ranking, weapons, notable kills and unique traits, I have to give the edge to Warrior. So it's between Warrior and his clan leader Greyback for a place in the grand final. Although Greyback outranks Warrior, not enough is known about his deadly exploits. Yes, he has killed a plethora of alien beasts, but that was with the help of his clan. Additionally, killing some pirates and soldiers is not enough to consider him amongst the deadliest Yautja. Furthermore, Warrior seems to have more destructive weaponry and history of elite kills. Finally, even Greyback considers Warrior as his weapons master and backup plan in the event of an emergency. Due to this, I am inclined to select the lower ranked Warrior over his elder clan leader. Surprisingly, it is Warrior and not Greyback that makes my top 5 list. With my ultimate contender selected, I can now focus on the ranking order of my top 5 deadliest predators. However, in order to do this more accurately, I have devised a unique ranking system. The final will consist of 6 rounds that will award each individual a score out of 5. 5 points will go to the winner of the round, and the combatant in last place will only attain 1 mark. The first round will focus on the rank of the Yautja to see how far up the hierarchy the predator is. Round 2 will explore the kills of the hunter, including elite targets, variety, and volume of prey. Round 3 will analyse their weaponry to see how deadly their arsenal is and how well they can utilise their munitions. Round 4 will look at their strength and fighting skills, analysing how strong and proficient they are in hand-to-hand combat. Round 5 will analyse their cunning and how well they use strategic intelligence to defeat their opponents. The final round will explore their deadly reputation, which gives them their notoriety amongst other hunters. These are unique traits that make them more formidable than other Yautja. By the end of the contest, the Yautja with the closest score to 30 will be crowned the ultimate Deadliest Yautja. Round 1 should be a fairly simple one to start us off, because we will gauge the deadliness of each Yautja through their rank. Quite simply, we have 3 elites here in Wolf, Warrior, and Prince. All 3 individuals have easily killed a plethora of dangerous species, including aliens and humans, as well as possibly acquiring the skull of at least one xenomorph queen. As a result, all 3 individuals share 3rd place. In 2nd place, I am going with Deshande, who ascended to the rank of clan leader before his demise. In order to attain this position, some writers have suggested that he would have to have had successfully cleansed a xenomorph hive of 300 members with the help of only 2 other Yautja. It is possible that Broken Tusk achieved such a feat with the help of an individual like Topknot before receiving the approval of the adjudicators to be honoured as clan leader. However, other texts have suggested that the clan leader trials do not necessarily involve a hive cleansing. Ultimately, the winner of round 1 can only be the predator aptly known as the Grand Elder. I mean, how can I not award him as the winner of this round? Known as the supreme leader of Yautja Prime, he has ruled their homeworld for centuries. Therefore, the one known as the clan leader seems to be a clan leader of all other clan leaders, and for that reason, he wins this round. The 2nd round will judge the 5 contestants on their most notable kills, considering both the deadliness and the variety of their prey, as well as the amount of kills they have tallied up over their careers. Let's begin with the 2 clan leaders in this round, who would have killed at least 3 xenomorph queens before qualifying for a hive cleansing of around 300 xenomorphs with 2 other Yautja. So, if we divide that number by 3, it is implied that Broken Tusk and the Grand Elder would have killed around 100 xenomorphs and 4 queens each before becoming clan leaders. However, this version of the clan leader trials does not apply to every text, and AVP Prey says that Deshande's trophy cabinet contains 6 of the 50 xenomorph skulls that he has claimed, as well as the skull of a single queen. He is also said to have been the only Yautja to have killed 2 xenomorphs during his initiation hunt. During the events of Prey, Deshande added significantly to his xenomorph kill count and even defeated another predator in Tashindi. On the other hand, the Grand Elder was said to have thwarted several tribal uprisings and assassination attempts on his life by other Yautja. Therefore, this individual would certainly have slain numerous bad blood members of his own kind. Due to the lack of information on the Grand Elder, I'm going to place Deshande higher for this round, but where do the others fit in? Since Warrior, Wolf and Prince are all elites, they should have successfully killed several dangerous species including xenomorphs, river ghosts and humans, as well as acquired the skull of at least 1 xenomorph queen. Wolf added to this tally during the events of AVPR and also killed some humans, but was ultimately killed whilst fighting the Predalien. Alternatively, Warrior spent years slaying alien beasts and xenomorphs within the Blood Ring, achieving legendary status whilst surviving to fight another day. As a result, I have to put him ahead of Wolf for this round. Finally, we have Prince, who owns a kill record that any Yautja could be proud of. During the events of Aliens vs Predator 2, Prince slew hordes of xenomorph castes, corporate guards, synthetics, 2 Predaliens, 3 Praetorians, a queen and Rykov in an exosuit. With this in mind, I will place Prince ahead of the other elites, but behind the clan leaders. Round 3 will analyse the deadly munitions each predator possesses, scoring them on the amount of weapons, the deadliness of the weapons, and how proficient they are at using them. When it comes to variety and volume of weapons, it seems like the highest ranking Yautja have the fewest munitions. Perhaps this is because they are so deadly that they do not need such a vast arsenal, or that they wish to make the hunt more challenging for themselves. This was certainly the case for Deshande in AVP Prey, who also proved to be an expert with the bladed staff as he skillfully slew numerous xenomorphs simultaneously with this tool. Despite having one fewer weapon, the Grand Elder's lethal mechanical tendrils were said to be sentient beings under his divine control. This for me is complete mastery, as he seems to be psychically linked to his arsenal, earning him respect and fear. As a result, I have to place him ahead of Deshande. The elite Yautja each have a truly extensive arsenal with over double the munitions of the clan leaders. Although Prince has 9 formidable weapons, he never proves to be a master of any, but rather a jack of all trades. Warrior has 1 fewer weapon, but as a legendary Bloodring champion is a master of melee weapons like the flail and battle axe. For this reason, I am placing him ahead of the clan leaders and Prince, but what about Wolf? Wolf does seem to specialise in numerous weapons like his bladed whip. Additionally, he has true volume and variety of deadly munitions and manages to win this round. The contest is really hotting up now, with all the deadly Yautja in it to win it. Only 2 points separates them after 3 rounds, which goes to show you how evenly matched and deadly they all are. When it comes to strength, Deshande was the only predator to have slain a xenomorph with his bare hands. However, years later, Wolf managed to subdue 2 whilst unarmed and even tied up with the predalien. So Wolf is perhaps the stronger, but is he the more skilled fighter? In the words of Michiko Noguchi, Broken Tusk fought like a master whose skills had been gained in battle against deadly enemies. He exhibited a martial arts more complex and dangerous than any she had ever seen and made fighting look like a choreographed dance. So perhaps Wolf is stronger, but Deshande is the more skilled fighter, therefore they seem to cancel each other out. Prince is also a skilled fighter, but never displays immense strength, so I have to place him behind Wolf and Deshande for this round. However, Warrior's entire skill set was forged by the Blood Ring, where he fought deadly alien beasts in gladiatorial combat with nothing more than primitive melee weapons. I cannot ignore the merits of Warrior's fighting capabilities and strength, so must place him higher than Wolf and Deshande. That, however, leaves the Grand Elder. Unfortunately for Warrior, this individual is described as the strongest, boasting a superior hunting record and exceptional fighting skills. With this in mind, I have to award the clan leader top marks. The Grand Elder extends his lead to 16, opening a 3-point gap between him and Deshande in second place. Round 5 assesses the strategy of each Yautja, and although Warrior is deadly, he seems to be more about brawn than brains. This is also elucidated by the concept that he seems to be led by his clan leader Greyback, who orders him on missions. Warrior is therefore in last place for this round. On the other hand, Prince did use intelligence to track his captive friends to the observation pods, but was subsequently careless enough to step into an EMP trap, getting himself captured. Similarly, Deshande showed intelligence during his hunt and led Noguchi in navigating the xenomorph hive, but was also outsmarted by the Queen, which led to his demise. Prince, however, did manage to escape before hijacking a dropship and forcing it to crash land in an alien-infested tunnel. As a result, I will place Deshande ahead of Warrior, but behind Prince. However, how does Wolf fit into all of this? Well, Wolf showcased ample cunning during his mission and tracked the residue of the facehuggers to the town sewers. Once there, he cleverly set 3 laser nets to contain the xenomorphs and used himself as bait to draw them into his crafty trap. Therefore, I feel that Wolf is as strategically sound as Prince. Despite this, none of the Yautja on this list are as cunning as the Grand Elder, who is described as the wisest leader amongst all elders. Since elders are considered the most knowledgeable of all Yautja and act as advisors to clan leaders, I can only glean that the Grand Elder is the most cunning of them all. He takes maximum points again in the penultimate round. Every Yautja on this shortlist has a deadly reputation that precedes them. Wolf, for instance, was known as a special ops cleanup expert who was called upon to help rectify situations that presented huge problems for the Yautja race. Likewise, Warrior was also renowned for his dependability in dealing with deadly situations and was often the Lost Tribe's Plan B, proving to be Greyback's weapon master for off-world missions. Additionally, he was also considered to be the toughest of fighters to participate in the ancient Blood Ring. Due to this, I have to place him ahead of Wolf, but does he go ahead of Prince? Well, Prince is seen as one of the most prolific predators to have ever existed and slew 2 Predaliens, 3 Praetorians, a Queen and Rykov in an exosuit. Furthermore, his title of Prince suggests that he comes from a royal bloodline and it is likely that he received the most advanced training. Prince is therefore ahead of Warrior in this round. In regards to the clan leaders, Dashande was known as Brave One for his deadly exploits, as well as being the only Yautja to have slain a xenomorph unarmed and the only predator to have killed 2 xenomorphs during his initiation hunt. However, I do not think that his reputation is as impressive as Prince or even Warrior's. Due to this, I can only place him ahead of Wolf. That leaves the reputation of the Grand Elder, which is quite frankly unrivaled. This Yautja is known as the Supreme Leader of Yautja Prime, who is the wisest and strongest leader amongst all elders. Due to his elusive nature, stories and legends have grown from what little is known of him. He is believed to be immortal, possessing abnormal strength and abilities, with many believing that his mechanical tendrils are sentient beings under his divine control. If Prince is said to be of royal blood, the Grand Elder seems to have descended from the gods, as he resembles the Egyptian deity Set, who was known as the god of brute strength, violence, and war. I therefore have no choice but to award the win to the Grand Elder, who not only wins this round, but the entire contest. As you can see, it was not even close, as the Grand Elder proved his worth by amassing a 7-point lead ahead of Prince, who was in second place. Despite having the same score as Warrior, I have placed Dashande in third due to his win in the literary universe, but despite being the champion of the cinematic universe, Wolf is in last place. To conclude, the Grand Elder has proven that he is simply the best of the best, a predator of predators, and more appropriately, the deadliest of the deadly. This is the apex predator, and it is for these reasons that the clan leader wins the title of Ultimate Deadliest Yautja. Over the last 2 years, I have searched long and hard for the Deadliest Yautja, watching all the movies, reading all the literature, and even researching the toys and games. I must confess that I always believed that my favourite predator, Broken Tusk, was the deadliest, but was surprised to discover that many others had surpassed his achievements. I was completely amazed, however, that it was the Toyline universe that spawned the Deadliest Yautja. Until the imaginings of Hollywood's producers, game developers, toy makers, or authors produce a deadlier individual, the clan leader will remain as my number 1. I hope that you thoroughly enjoyed this series and my presentation of the videos, even if you did not agree with the results. Don't forget that my list was limited to 1 individual from each universe, otherwise I may have swapped out Wolf for Scarface and the Alpha for Warrior. If you disagree with my choices, then please feel free to list your top 5 Deadliest Yautja from the various universes in the comment section. However, my personal quest to find the deadliest predator is over.